So as a digital marketer, as a father, as a son, I've been told that wealth and happiness don't go hand in hand. I disagree. I think they do. I've been broke and I've been wealthy, and I'm wealthy now, and I'll tell you, poverty sucks. So wealth may not buy happiness, but it sure makes misery a lot easier to deal with. And also, when wealth comes, and wealth is not just with money, that's being rich, but wealth with health, wealth with learning. You know, wealth is what's left when all the money is gone many times, right? Because you can't take it with you when you leave this world. So I believe wealth and happiness do go hand in hand as far as a mindset is concerned. And one of the biggest mistakes people make is with their goals. So if you've ever set a goal before, you'll notice that many times you don't get it. I know that many people, and you may be one of them, especially if you're starting out with digital marketing, you may have set up a New Year's resolution that I want this year to be the digital marketing year. By the time people get to January, end of January, February, March, New Year's resolution just kind of fizzles away. Why? Because they have one goal. I believe we have too many goals and not enough celebrations. So let's say you have a goal to make 6 figures. We'll make it a nice round $100,000 a year with digital marketing alone. Let's just say that's your goal. Well, if you have one goal and you said, at the end of the year, I want that extra 100K, then you have one chance to win or to lose. I either fail or I win, right? Well, I think that's a problem because it doesn't have to be that binary. It's not a 1 or a 0. I prefer to have more celebration. So if let's say I took that goal, 100K, and I divided it by 12. Why 12? Because 12 is 12 months in a year, and it'll be about $8,500 a month. Now I have 12 opportunities to celebrate. Now let's say I don't meet all 12. I'm no longer a failure. My subconscious mind is going to think I'm a success. What if I took that goal and I divided it by 52? Why 52? 52 weeks in the year. So if all you did with your goals to generate more wealth and happiness, and I think both are related. I think one feeds the other. Happiness feeds wealth and wealth feeds happiness. We have too many goals and not enough celebrations. Chunk down your goal into as many winnable chunks as possible. Let's take 52 for 52 weeks out of the year. You'll be wealthier, you'll be happier if you give it a shot. Now, I have no idea who your mentor is if you're coming in as a digital marketer, but I do know that it's important to have one because they've taken the path before you. They are a path finder, and that's very important. Leader, L-E-A, Indo-European word, means path. Der, D-E-R, means finder, path finder. And one of my pathfinder mentors once taught me that passion doesn't produce commitment. Commitment produces passion. I know passionate people who are broke. I know passionate people who are unhappy. I know passionate people who are suicidal. But you know why they're living? Because they're not committed. Now, that may not be a great example, but committed people, they're happy. They may not have the money they want, but they're committed. And the difference between passion and commitment is like looking up at a cliff like in Acapulco. And at 8 years old, I watched an Acapulco cliff diver jump off a 125-foot rock into about 15 feet of water. And one thing that was incredible is he was passionate when he was looking at that rock climb. He climbed up to the top. I started clapping. My mom said, "Hey, he hasn't done anything yet." I said, "He just climbed up 125 feet." He goes, "No, that's not it." He was passionate, not committed. He went, and there's like a little shrine there. I'm assuming because it's Acapulco. You know, it's a Christian altar, and he prays, right? And then, is he committed yet? No. He's passionate. He's not committed. And then he's going to go to the cliff. He curls his toes over, the cliff. He's looking down at about 15 feet of water. Is he committed? No. He's passionate. I can do all of that. His commitment begins the moment his toes leave the rock and he jumps into 15 feet of water. And guess what? In Acapulco, you have to jump at the rocks because you have to wait for the surf to go out. You see the rocks? He jumps then because by the time he hits the water, 120 feet down, the surf is coming back. So he's diving at the rocks. He has to dive out 22 feet just to miss the rock wall. That's commitment the moment his toes leave the rock. How many times have you really and truly been all in committed, like in poker, all in? So passion is overrated. Commitment is not. If you can commit yourself to digital marketing, you find the right mentor, the right mastermind, and the right vehicle, you may have the right life from this moment forward. The number one skill every digital marketing entrepreneur who are starting from scratch is copywriting. Now, in digital marketing, copywriting is not just selling on print, okay? Because there's video scripting, there's audio scripting, like audio podcasts, and then, of course, there's the written word with email and confirmation pages and opt-in pages and sales pages and all that other stuff, right? Now, when I say copywriting, I don't mean starting from scratch. If all you did, as you're watching this, you want to get really good, for the next 33 days, find the niche, or niche as they say outside of North America, find the niche that you want to model. You're good in a specific area of expertise, you want to model them, and find the best of the best websites. Then handwrite, copyright, copy, then write word for 33 minutes a day. That's what I do every morning, first thing. And then when that alarm goes off, you can set it on your iPhone. You can have like a little hourglass like I use with sand because I turn everything off. If I do that, then I'm thinking like the copywriter who wrote that world-class website. I'm feeling what that copywriter felt. I'm also doing what the copywriter did in their final draft. Don't ever think that was the first draft that they made. So if you can do that for 30 days, I'd rather you do it for 3 months. You will get better a lot faster because you're thinking, feeling, and doing what the world-class digital marketers have done to convey your message. That's called copywriting. And it sounds silly, but it will have a dramatic impact. I've done it for over 13 years, every single day, 6 days a week. If it's good enough for me, it's definitely good enough for you. Because as a digital marketer, I studied direct response advertising going back to the 1700s. And the first millionaire in the United States is on the $100 bill. His name is Benjamin Franklin. And he was a direct response marketer. Smart guy, inventor, but he was our first millionaire. And one thing I know with absolute certainty in going through all of that history, that there's one thing that is the most important skill to learn, and that is your messaging. So you attract the right market through the right media at the right time with the right vehicle. Now, we call that copywriting. Now, going back 100 years, copywriting was just salesmanship in print. That's what they called it, right? But today, it's about selling through video. It's about selling through audio. It's about selling through print, whether email or websites or physical letters. I started with postcards. And the key to copywriting isn't being a great writer. The key is the applied psychology. That's my 2-word definition that I learned from someone that I can't even remember who taught me, right? Because we always borrow stuff. I do. And so applied psychology, I think it was Denny Hatch who taught me that. And he's an archivist of direct response marketing. It's not just digital marketing that counts. If you can handwrite word for word the best ads or websites or emails that you've been accustomed to in your niche or niche, as they say overseas, then you will think, feel, and do what that copywriter did in their final version. And if it worked, what if it was a $24 million campaign like a friend of mine did? If you hand wrote with a pencil, so the pencil, you're sharpening it, it's getting smaller and smaller. You did it on a yellow pad, old school paper, not with a pen, pencil and pad, so that as it gets less and less, you see all the time you put into it. Let's say you do that for 3 months. you are copying final versions, and those final versions will make you smarter, better than if you started from scratch and you have writer's block looking at a blank page. I recommend that, and that's the single most important skill that you can learn, and it takes no learning. It's all doing. And you're hardwiring your subconscious mind to be better just by copywriting greatness.